know I talk to you all day, but I'm wondering why Caoimhin, the manager, isn't here on the day before the match.
No, it's only very simple. This plan was in place beforehand, and it's obviously to give the boss as much time in terms of preparation, the quick turnaround in the game as well. So that was always been the case. So there's no change on anything.
There's no fear that there'd be a confusion among the players as to who the real gaffer is.
Totally, no fear at all, because the boss is the boss. There's clear lines on that. As I mentioned, this is the plan that was in place beforehand, and we felt there was no reason to change it.
He talked about a management team with yourself, Paddy, and obviously the rest of the members of the staff as well. In your review of the game, what have you learned?
Yeah, look, obviously Caoimhin will speak about that as well, but most importantly, you reflect straight away. But the manager wants to get across as clearly as he can, as quickly as he can, obviously what he's looking for. So the good references, and obviously the references that we have to improve on. Simple as that. You play against a team that have just been in the Euros final. You know you're going to be under plenty of pressure in a game like that, and obviously because the fact it was England too brings that extra bit more scrutiny as well. So clearly room for improvement. We know that. We know England were the best team on the day, but now thankfully you have another chance to put in a performance against Greece quite quickly.
Caoimhin talked about, I suppose, a lack of confidence at times as well. How can you put that right in such a short space of time?
Yeah, look, that's the beauty of having the game so quickly. I think that's the benefit when you have that 2-game window. You know, it's a short turnaround, and even when you think ahead to October, November, it's a Thursday, Sunday scenario, so it's even quicker again in terms of that scenario. But it's very clear. We know we have things to improve on, and we'll work on it. We'll get the chance to work on it today, and obviously we'll have more time in the morning to touch on things as well before the final preparation travelling into the game.
Caoimhin, although the result didn't go with us, I'm sure your confidence must be high, because would you say that was your best game for Ireland?
Yeah, certainly, definitely up there. I think had a few saves to make and stuff, and thankfully I was able to help the team. But obviously, personally for me, it's not about that. It's obviously about the team and getting the right results for the country. So I think, yeah, personally happy with my own performance, but I think we definitely need to improve as a team, and yeah, it starts with a big game on Tuesday.
Good job, please. Thank you.
Hi John, how do you feel about taking such a leading role at the moment?
It's not a leading role. I'm the assistant. The leader is the boss, and that's clear. As I mentioned, the full focus on the plan beforehand. This was always in place in our itinerary, so that was always the case. And the manager now has, obviously, we're trying to put ideas in the meeting this morning, and obviously the last couple since the England game, it's obviously debriefs, a quick turnaround in terms of, and you're trying to get things sorted. And this was always the case. That was the plan beforehand, and it's full focus on Greece.
As you mentioned there, like 2 big games in 4 days, what gives you confidence that Ireland can deliver a performance tomorrow night?
Yeah, look, obviously you reflect on Greece against Finland. We were obviously, you get the footage of that as quickly as you can. You put a plan in place. So probably the scoreline was a little bit unfair, maybe you would say, to Finland as well when you actually watch the full game. The mistake from the Finnish goalkeeper obviously gave Greece a big advantage in the game, and they were able to kind of take confidence from that. So, but it's about us as well, and about how we go about things, and making sure that we have that compactness in the team, that aggressiveness in the team, and that confidence to go and implement what the plan is.
Nathan, please.
John, Himmer had said that you'd had a big influence in the selection of the squad. The tactics the last day seemed very similar to what had happened in the friendlies you've been in charge of, and now you're sitting here today. Can you understand why there's so many questions, so much confusion about who's actually in charge?
No, look, it's clear, Nathan, that I'm the assistant. I don't know why there has to be this constant. The boss is the boss. It's very simple. The players know that. You can ask Creve about that, the meetings that were coming across, the plans in place. So I don't know why you have to keep going on about that. For me personally, it's clear from us, from the staff's point of view, and from the players' point of view.
Well, I think a lot of it's coming from him as well, and saying that he will need a couple of camps to.
Yeah, well, that's natural. If you'd imagine if I had went to Iceland and took a job over there, you're going to lean on the support of the staff behind you. Very simple.
Caoimhin, can I just ask about your club situation? Obviously, a new goalkeeper is coming in next summer. Does that change your future at the club?
Yeah, this I think made it clear probably in the last few years now that I want to go be a number one and play week in, week out. So the club's made that decision to get another goalkeeper in as well, which obviously from the outside looking in, looks like they've made a decision to go a different direction. So yeah, but my ambition has always been clear and has been clear the last few seasons that I want to go be a number one and play week in, week out. And sometimes from the outside looking in, it looks like maybe that's 100% my decision, and maybe at times it's not always in my hands as well.
Famous moment, please.
John, you played in Ireland teams that had difficult nights like Saturday. How do you deal with that as a player and then bounce back 2-3 days later?
Look, that's the ups and downs of it. You know how competitive international football is, and as I mentioned, the beauty of having that game a few days later gives everyone a chance to bounce back as quickly as possible, and improve performances, improve everything about the performance if we can. And then hopefully that leads, I think that's the key bit for us. If you improve the performance levels, hopefully that eventually will bring a consistent results that in our favour. I think that's the key bit we have to focus on, making sure we're hard to beat, and then we go and win some matches on the back of that.
Caoimhin Kelleher, please.
Hi, Caoimhin. Did you want to leave Liverpool in the summer, and did it come close to happening?
Yeah, like I said, obviously my ambition was to go out and play and be a number one. I think the news have reported it, and it's been reported that Liverpool did reject a few bids as well. So yeah, like I say, it's not always in my hands to fully make the decision. So yeah, my ambition is clear that I think I'm good enough, and yeah, I wanna go out and prove, play week in, week out.
And just one for John. Can you give us an insight into why you believe the back three system is still the best for this group of players, given obviously we've played for a number of years now and the results haven't been.
I wouldn't say it's what I believe. Every game you take individually, Gavin, in terms of what strengths and different things have, and obviously first and foremost your own group of players that you look for as well. So you find that balance in between, and then hopefully take each game on its merits and put a plan in place.
Ed Leahy, please.
So
That's you, yeah.
John, how are you? I suppose just asking in terms of looking ahead to tomorrow's game, how much focus really goes in terms of the analysis goes back to the two games and that group, or else how much is almost more important to focus maybe on just the most recent performance?
Yeah, it's obviously you reflect on, but it's the games against them, because obviously the players will be familiar with individuals and teams and what they've done then, but then you have to understand it's a new manager in place as well there, and what they've done. He obviously a Serbian man, Jovanovic, he's managed in Greece club teams as well, so he's familiar with their players, and it's quite similar in a sense in terms of systems, what they've been doing, but little tweaks here and there, and obviously it's just the one game that we've had to witness against Finland. So, but it's great that in the sense the lads will hopefully have that bit of knowledge to know that there's no underestimation of this Greece team now. They know they're a very good team, so the levels will have to be increased.
And just to think, one of the things in the previous games between the two teams, Greece had a habit of pulling the team out of shape with their changing play and stuff quite quickly. How do you see how important it is now for this team to really work as a unit when out of possession? And did you learn from Saturday that needs to be, like, in terms of pressing, maybe higher press, or I don't know what is the solution there?
No, it's always a case of the team being compact and a unit, but that has to come from everyone in the team, not just when you talk about a back four, back five, midfield unit, front unit. the pressing, it's a combination of it all together, and the areas on the pitch that you're looking for to set the triggers, to set presses. So all those things come into it beforehand, and the players are fully aware beforehand in terms of the timings, etc., the triggers to set it off, and what you look for.
We'll move into the embargo section now, so everything now is 11 p.m.